different Fortune 500 companies that have committed to expanding factories or facilities and hiring thousands of U.S. workers. Maybe that is the way to go about it. Cathy Areu is the Catalina magazine publisher. Emily Jashinsky joining us as well, Washington Examiner writer. And we also have Scott Martin of Kingsview Asset Management. Scott, I would sooner trust those companies committing money to hire folks than the government committing a jobs program to try to do the same. But what did you think of that criticism?
I think it's incredible, Neil. I mean, Nancy Pelosi is deeply in la-la land. She should spend less time dancing wildly in the moonlight, because I think this is actually the perfect thing she said, Neil. Not introducing the jobs bill is a positive. It's not up to the government to force companies to create jobs. How they're going to create jobs is lower taxes, less regulation, and listening to the CEOs, which is what Donald Trump is doing so far. That's what the economy needs, and that's what we're going to see be very effective.
Emily, what did you think of the criticism, seeing it through the prism of more government action?
Yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of free marketers, the term job creation bill is an oxymoron in and of itself. I think what's far more important is you have an environment where several companies say they're going to keep their jobs here, or companies say they're going to keep their jobs here in the first place. I think the Democrats also need to be careful. They're coming out here like Chuck Schumer saying, oh, the president's all bluster, he hasn't done anything. And then at the same time, they're talking in these apocalyptic, hyperbolic terms about how he's destroying the country. That doesn't make sense. They have to pick one or the other. This won't fly with the public if they keep this contradictory messaging strategy. It's not going to work.
You know, at the same time, Cathy, where the defense stocks are up today on the president's commitment to increase defense spending by another $54 billion a year, that would put it over $600 billion, I should say. Yeah. Where even I lose track of these numbers, and that is really the government helping there. So how do you make a distinction?
I think, I don't know if he's preparing for war. I'm not sure why he's spending so much on defense right now, but that's odd to me that he's putting all that money into that. But I think everyone's waiting for the Paul Ryan tax reform, the corporate tax reform. I think that's what companies are getting ready for. That's what they're excited about. I don't think Trump has done anything necessarily that's excited anyone. And I agree with Nancy Pelosi, who I've interviewed 3 times in the past.
Well, someone must be excited. I mean, when we go up $3 trillion, that's just more than like a Walmart special.
The ball was rolling already with the Obama administration, and this is just the results of what happened with the Obama administration.
Wait a minute. I need to be fair. I'm not going to take sides with you here, but I will say that this, nearly $3 trillion in wealth is since the election of Donald Trump. That's more than just coincidental, don't you think?
I think it could be coincidental.
Okay. Well, that solves that problem. Scott Martin, here's what I wonder about, because similarly today we heard the president talk up the fact that he's not giving up infrastructure, that he might announce that tomorrow. Whatever your views on that subject, sure enough, a lot of infrastructure-related stocks were jumping again just on the notion that he might mention it and commit more funds to it. What did you make of that?
Well, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, material stocks, too, Neil, that go into some of those infrastructure projects have been great owns since the president got elected. So I think those are great areas of the market to keep in touch with. I think also financials are a great place to be as interest rates suddenly tick up, as lower regulation in the banking sector, which has really hard-pressed the banking sector and the financial sector for many, many years, really, since Obama laid the hammer down on them. So if you look at those sectors as an investor, I think those are areas that you should particularly concentrate on.
You know what worries me, though, about the early budget plans that I've seen, Emily, is that while that is the president is committed to increase defense spending, virtually 70% is hands off. I mean, he's not going to touch entitlements, Social Security and Medicare. I mean, many who get those do not refer to them entitlements. They paid into them. I'm not here to debate that, just saying that, 7 out of 10 federal dollars will not be affected by whatever he's going to announce tomorrow night, and that does worry me. What about you?
Yeah, no, I think that's a big story coming out of this. I think that's absolutely something to watch for, especially, he's working with someone who actually had all of these plans over the years for cutting those things, Paul Ryan. I mean, I think that's going to be one of the narratives that unravels in the future, is how do you balance, the Reagan conservatives with the big spending, policies of these new Republicans that are coming into office. I actually think that's going to play out really soon. In the next couple of days, we're going to have to see what's going to happen with that, but that's a big story out of this. And I, of course, would like to see serious cuts there. And whether the president will heed the urging of a lot of conservatives who are small government people, we'll have to see.
You know what's interesting to me, Cathy, maybe you can help me with the Democratic perspective here, is that they're railing all of a sudden against deficits and debt, which is sort of like me pointing the finger at you and saying you might want to eat a salad. I mean, I would never do that because, of course, I'm hardly the person to lecture. So I find it very odd for Democrats who've seen and overseen this great buildup in debt to suddenly now worry about the cost of anything Donald Trump wants to do.
Historically, we know Democrats are much better at the debt, are much better at GDP.
Did you take a look at the last 8 years?
8 years, Kathy?
Historically, come on.
He inherited a recession. We didn't fall into the Great Recession thanks to Obama. He inherited a disaster.
where did all the spending come from?
No. I just want to be clear, guys. Do you find anything a little odd about the party now saying, hey, wait a minute, we got to watch this debt?
I thought Donald Trump sounded a lot like Obama when he wanted to work on infrastructure. I mean, look, he's talking about infrastructure and building up the defense.
You like that?
Where's all the money coming from? He did sound like Obama, but then again, where's all the money coming from? So that is worrisome.
Well, that's what we said last time, right? Where's the money coming from?
And where are the jobs? Where are the jobs from the infrastructure spending that we were promised from Obama 8 years ago? We never got them.
Well, the point is Trump hasn't done anything. Where is everything? Trump and the GOP have done absolutely nothing in the last few days. You
realize he's been president about a month.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, so we can't give him credit for anything then.
Okay, and the surge and the trillions of dollars of surge that we've seen
can't
in the
give him
market,
credit. He's only been there 40 days.
Anything at all.
He's only been there 40 days. I can't give him credit.
Okay, fine. All right, so you give him plenty of blame. I noticed that.
Yes.
All right. Well, at least you're fair about it. All right.
But what for? If there's nothing to give credit for, what's there to blame for?
Yeah.
The tweets, he's very angry at Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's plenty he's done.
Everybody's angry at Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think we need a group hug, folks. All right, I want to thank you all very, very much. All right, this back and forth that's been going in Congress of when did the administration know what about the Russians and who talked to whom? Is it worthy of an investigation? Well, the ranking minority member of the House Intelligence Committee says, yes, it is. We thought we'd talk to the guy who runs that committee who says